Damn. So what is up, motherfuckers? Alrighty, dighty. What are we gonna do? Well, so wanted to put the gas tank up in the thing there, you know, the car. And what was it, about Thursday? I think it was about Thursday. I realized I didn't have the padding to put on top of it. I said, oh crap, I real quick ordered some Noico sound deadening from Amazon. Said it'd be here the next day, which was yesterday, Friday, and then I got a message saying it's on its way. Then I got a message saying your package is delayed and won't be there till the 4th, which is Sunday. And I'm like, oh. But then I just got another message saying it'll be here between 1 and 5, whatever. I don't know. But yes, sound deadening. Let me explain that. When I had to change the tank on Black Old Sunshine, I forgot about that padding, and I said, wait a minute, I got some sound deadening. So I stuck that on top of the tank, mainly because, guys, all it's doing is keeping, you know, the tank from rubbing on the body, you know, because it goes up in there, and that's the, you just put it on the areas it touches. That's all I did. It was like, I had it, it worked, it didn't cost me nothing. So, and then I don't have any sound deadening, and so I had to order some, which is cool because I think like $35 you get 18 square feet. And that's what I'm saying, man. Just buy that. If you're gonna, if you want to be the guy who buys, you know, the this Dynamat sound deadening so you can take a picture of it in your car and then cover it all up, go ahead and be one, because I'm one of those guys. And then I realized the Amazon stuff is the same crap. And it costs a third of the price. So 18 square feet's like $35. But anyway, I'm waiting for that. We're gonna put that on the tank, stick it up in there. And the sound deadening I can stick in the trunk because I ran out of it and pretty much ran out of it, so I couldn't do that. Anyway, I'm babbling. So what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and get everything taken care of on the engine. We got it covered up here. He's doing some woodworking in here, but and here we go, man. There we go. Look at that. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put that coolant sensor, because there's 3 spots you can stick it in and stick the 2 plugs into whatever. And then I gotta get the throttle cable on, get the thermostat housing back on, and get this stuff all taken care of, and get this set down in there. Like I said, it won't go down because I got to turn the engine to slide it in. And yeah, I was gonna be putting the tank up, but what can you do? So, but I got to get this thing out because this cable here, this is brand new, by the way, and this does concern me a little bit because this ain't very long. So I think this guy right here is right inside there. I think it is. So that should be plenty long enough. I just ordered one from, there are different links of these, by the way. I couldn't figure out what it was, so I found it, I think, on NPD, and it just said 85 or 79 to 85. I'm like, that's what I want. So anyway, let me dig up my housing. I think I got a gasket. Let me get all this stuff put back together and take care of that. I gotta do some painting on them things. Remember I said that? These were like iron right here. Yeah, they're the iron, so I gotta paint those so they don't corrode. But yeah, where's my housing? There's a housing here, but I don't know if this is the one. All right, So this is what I'm talking about. You can put it there, you can put it there, or you can put it there. So I used to have them up front here, but then I'd have this freaking wire coming all the way up here when I could just put it there and keep it tucked back there. The problem is with this coolant temp sensor wire, it is loud, man. Plug that into the radiator. But yeah, I think, and I'll try to tie this off somehow back there. And I just want it right there, man. So it's just, you know, the wire's not up front, which is a cool option. So, and this is the temp sensor they give you with the full system. So, all right, what's the secret of getting oil and moisture out of iron? You betcha. Douse those, let that sit for a little bit, come here and wipe them off and shoot them with some paint. What I like to use, even though I got a new house in here, I'm going to take some, I did when I put it on there before, I just used the glue, but I'm going to take some RTV and put it around here, put the gasket on, and put it on the outside too. 302s are infamous for leaking housings, guys, and that's the way I do it. When I've done it that way, it's never leaked on me. So grab the old silicone. I'm sure it's pretty nice and cold right now. You gotta feel sorry for me. I smashed my finger right there. The funny part was I was trying not to. I had to get it down because of the hose from hell that you gotta do. We'll manipulate it. See, the thing is about this thing too is you gotta strategically place your hose clamp so you can actually get to them, you know, when you need to take it off again, because it'll happen. So, yeah. Oh, I'm getting more blood now. Oh well, keep going on. Alright folks, there you see is the Blackjack Distributor from Aces. I put that thing, what I believe would be his top dead center. I don't know, I can't tell. I kept having to stick the screwdriver. I don't want to, I can flip it over right now to get it to poof out of that hole. Got nobody here to tell me that. I could hear it probably. But I just kept putting the screwdriver and I felt it was getting close, and I looked on the balancer and it was getting close to zero, so I'm like, alright. So I put it to zero and it was up at top, but I could not get this to go down. I don't know what it is with my cars and trying to get the distributor going. Black Sunshine is a pain in the ass. Always has been. Don't know why. Even when we grease them. So I brought this over here. Got the old distributor. Kind of lined them up. You see that? This is way shorter than that. So I was wondering, shit, that's hitting. It's hitting the top of where the crank's at for the oil shaft. And so I took this and I went and put this one in and it stopped too. And I'm like, what the hell? So then I looked and I saw, talk all this good stuff about this eBay intake. Let's take you for a little ride over here. So I kept turning the Aces distributor. You see that right there? Hang on, let me get my phone. Alright guys, the GoPro can't zoom in. You see that? You see that scuff right there? I was singing the praises of this eBay intake. It is nice. But yeah, both of them are are hitting that thing, they can't go down. $168. There you go, buddy. Oh, that's what you got to deal with. So, yeah. I don't know. Justin was pretty vague. He could make an appearance here. I don't know. But he's definitely the crazy MFer that'll go, just grind it, stuff the hole and grind it. That's what we're going to do. We're not taking this shit off. We're not taking it off. We just stuff the hole and give the vacuum out and give her a grind. I think we'll be good to go. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's so wonderful. Thanks, eBay. I love you. Alright, here we go. I got this dirty rag stuffed down the distributor hole. Alright. I plug this up here. I got the vacuum rigged up here to put that vacuum needs to be vacuumed, but I got that rigged up. It's just staying there. I can't believe how perfectly that worked. That's freaking cool. And I got my carbide bits I bought for when I did Black Sunshine clearance those rod bolts in the block. Man, these things don't screw around, man. They just chew metal. That's aluminum, so those will go pretty quickly. These are, I think these are like 80 bucks at Harbor Freight when I bought them. So with the new regime, probably about 120 bucks. Probably not. Maybe. So. But, yeah, I'm going to plug that in, kick it on, get the drill, and just go and, we'll get that distributor in there. Alright. I think it might go down. Because that stuff, as I got in there, you see that edge back there, it was covering up that whole thing. So that was just the first part it was touching. When I started to see that, I was like, oh, we're a little close here on this side, but we stick it in there, see what happens. That's my fear right there. See that, man? Yeah. That was my fear with the fact that it's got less of a shaft on it. I opened my big mouth, shut off the camera, scratched my head, and I'm like, alright, let me try to do it again. Like, you know, because running into a brick wall is just fun to do it over and over again. And you get the same result. So then when I went to put it back in, it just went right in. I'm like, what the? Where it's gonna land, I don't know. That's the thing, man. I don't know. Because it doesn't mark which one's number one. I had to mark it because, and then this thing is just free floating all the way around. That's what's crazy. Oop, my wire's pinched there, but number one is usually pointing here, so you just gotta be mindful of this wire here. So I'm guessing it's going to be right there. I don't know. But it's in. And it's just, you can turn it completely all the way around, which is strange, but whatever. Let's just pretend it's okay. So, anyway. Alright, I got this sucker. Problem is, they give you a lot on here and they give you a lot on there. And I don't think, because when I was trying to wire up the oxygen sensors to the stock way, I don't think there was really anywhere to tie it off down there. And I think over here, I think I got a couple of options. So I'm going to go over here and look, see what I can do, get this installed, take the other one out. And then there's one over here, it's still inside here. I got to take it out and plug it. Alright, this is an off-road H-pipe I got on here. I got from a guy I know. 75 bucks, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Just had to weld some hooks up here. Didn't have those. And you see it's got two spots for oxygen sensors, either one up there or one back here. So
That's kind of cool. I think they want you to put it right behind the collector, like 6 inches behind the collector, which is, I think, about where that one up there is. So I'm going to take that out, and you see how short that cord is compared to this thing. Look at that. But I'm going to get up in there and take that out of there, swap it out real quick. See, you're getting all the shots, man. I'm telling you. Almost there. Just like that. All right, we got the oxygen sensor in there. It was cool, man. There's like a little hole up on the transmission. I was able to stick a zip tie in there and secured it up over there, so that's all good now. I guess next we'll get these plugs in. I said I was going to paint them. What do you think I was going to paint them? I don't know how good that paint's going to stay there, though. They've been baking underneath our heat lamp up here. So, yeah, it's probably going to get rubbed off, but whatever. I gotta go up and under the dash. Ah, man. Time to get the old back up. A workout. More like a scream. I'm gonna turn into a pretzel here in a minute. Give me a second. All right, there's the throttle cable. See a problem? There's nothing anchoring this thing down right here. So I'm gonna go do a little research here, and I'll throw a picture up here of what I'm looking at getting. I don't know enough about this carburetor linkage stuff to know if that'll work or not. I gotta look into it a little bit. Looks like it might, but I mean, you could put it down here, but then it's back a little bit. But I think that bracket goes right up on here, goes across here, and sometimes they bolt them to this, but something needs to anchor this down. All right, I got my sound deadening stuff, and I got it stuck on. I'm gonna tie these wires up here. This red one, obviously, that's for the stock pump, which I don't have here. And I got a better connector anyways. Extending unit's all done, and then of course I just put more weight on this thing with the 2 gallons of gas in it. So this should be fun. Alright, we're going to attempt to do this with 2 gallons of gas in there.
I know.
And I'll put this on a time lapse, and either we'll have it done on the time lapse or the battery will die. The battery will probably die first.
I was going to say, everybody I watch, they're sitting there and putting that, happens to putting too. You know, they're all watching this thing, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, you didn't get to see that, your battery died on it. Especially when it's summertime.
And the battery says 51%.
Yeah.
And this is what, GoPro, but this is one of the endurance batteries, which seems to be better than the blue ones. The blue ones suck. I get like, with turning it on and off, I'll probably get 45 minutes of recording time. But these things have been, and usually when you leave them in the GoPro, they die. But these white Enduro batteries or whatever are actually working pretty good, and they keep their charge in them. So I'll set it down. We'll see what happens.
All right. How about some commentary while we watch this happen? Yeah, so yeah. At this point we're getting the tank up in the car, and then we realized we had to pull it back down because we had to do the vent tube. So you'll see this thing come down here. Um, yeah, I got the settings wrong on my camera. This is a really slow time lapse. Not like my DJI, which is set, I think, a bit faster. Sorry that you gotta see my big fat ass. Just a warning, there's gonna be more of that coming up here. And interesting thing about these straps that you put on these Fox bodies, the bolts they give you, they work, but you gotta stretch the straps, and the bolts aren't long enough. So we come up with this method, and you'll see me. Don't mind my big fat belly. Jesus, I mean, come, Meow. Meow. Somebody throw him back in before he dies. Anyway, there's these the bolts. Yeah, they're too short, and you gotta stretch the straps out, even though the straps are stretched. It doesn't make any sense, but so what we do this method of where we push the straps with another jack, right? That's what we're doing with the wood there. And we're taking a longer bolt to thread in there to stretch the strap. And once we do that, we pull the long bolt out and put the short bolt in and get it cinched up a little bit before we completely tighten it. The other one is already in. So this is what we already did on the other side. That's what I was doing over there. Now that's what he's doing over here. So then as soon as he's done here, he'll do that. So just word to the wise, guys, if you're doing this, doing the tank thing, get a longer bolt, stretch your strap out. As soon as you stretch it out, get the shorter bolt, put it in there, and you'll be good to go, man. So, and that's it. All right, there it is, guys. There's just, that jack is just holding up the tailpipe. We're trying to figure out how to, there's not a lot of space. We turn it one way, we lose space on the other way. So, it's an ongoing problem with these cars on the passenger side and the exhaust. So, I'm running out of battery, guys. There is the engine. Everything's ready to go. I just got to figure out a wire to wire into the fuel pump, or not, I'm sorry, the oil pump. Or I'm sorry, the oil gauge, the oil pressure gauge, so I know what we got going on there, because there's not one with the Aces. So I'm just gonna wire it up in the dash. I just gotta find I pretty much know what the wire is. I just want to make sure. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Later.